Week 3, moving on. Now, if you look at however long you're planning a prep, it's kind of important to figure out, especially if it's like a max event, how much time do you need for recovery? And then figuring out, how do I work backwards to figure out when my last heavy lift should be for that specific event, so that way I have enough recovery before the competition. So we're gonna go with our every 3 weeks lifting heavy, which means that we kind of have to backtrack a little bit and restructure the deadlift sessions. So we're gonna be doing like a snatch grip day, just working on upper back strength. It's not gonna be too heavy, the reps are gonna be higher. Then we're gonna do some pause deadlifts, just a single pause right below the knee, and then we have our heavy deadlift day. But because we're working backwards from the competition day, I want to make sure that it's still following that every 3rd day. So instead of snatch grip today, we're going to be doing some pause deadlifts, and then next week we're gonna go heavy again. And honestly, I'm feeling really good. My back's been feeling a lot better than it has recently, especially after that heavy set of 5 that we did a few weeks ago. So I'm not too worried about that. I'm not totally sure like what we'll be planning in terms of weight attempts. I'm hopeful, but I think today, you'll see some deadlifts and maybe a couple of things, but for the most part, we'll talk about what my goals are for this competition and what I think it'll take to win. So we're gonna get warming up, and then we're going to get deadlifting and have a good session. All right. We're gonna bump that up a little bit more. We got 3 sets, 5 reps with a pause right below the knee. Now, the pause position is kind of just varies person to person. For example, when I had done my heavy deadlift, I think it was last week, I felt like I was fine off the floor, and then I reached somewhere kind of in this vicinity where I felt like, man, my back is about to just give out on me. And that's kind of like my weak point as of right now, where for a long time I felt like it was just right off the floor. So it was like just hover above the floor and then finish the rep, where now it's a little bit higher. So we're doing that today. Finally at 205 on this hip thrust, and I'm still feeling pretty good. I've hit around this weight before and haven't felt much of anything. It just feels heavy on my hips. So it's really awesome that I'm getting the glute engagement that I've been looking for, and we're making a decent amount of progress. The nice part also is the first 2 weeks of prep, it was 12 reps. This week and next week, we're dropping it down to 10 reps. So there's a little bit of leeway to kind of maybe make a bigger jump, but I'm trying to be consistent. We're going 20 more pounds than last time, and every week we've gone 20 more pounds. That's probably not gonna stay 20 pounds throughout the whole cycle. We'll probably change that however we need to, but we're making progress. So that's all that matters. 10 reps here, 2 more sets. So the deadlifts, this is a max event and you got 3 attempts, but if you miss any of those attempts, like that's it. So for example, if you get your first attempt and you go for your second and you miss it, that's it. That first attempt is what you got. And if you miss that first attempt, you got 0 points, which is can be really detrimental towards your overall score and how you perform. So we want to make sure that we guarantee that first one, preferably the first 2 attempts, and kind of go for broke on that third one if we need to. There's 50-pound jumps, and so as of right now, my initial plan is to hit 450, hit 500, and then if we need to, 550 is that third attempt. And that's something I've been chasing around for a while. I would love to hit it, but it's one of those things. If I go for it, that might exhaust me a lot more and impact how the rest of the competition goes. That's only the second event, so there's 3 more events that I want to be feeling good for, that I don't want to lose points on. So I have to be mindful of that. And if none of the other athletes hit 500 or 550, then there's no need for me to do that. $175 for 5. Lost my balance on the second one. Not too bad. As you can see, we did our log clean and press before. 3 sets of the Viper press, 2 sets of the clean and press. It kind of dawned on me that there's always a chance that I might get to the log, clean it, and realize that I need to take a little longer of a break or use more leg drive or something. So I want to practice running into that just in case I need it. Done. 2 sets, 1 set at 90, last set at 100. The biggest problem right now, I think, is getting used to digging into my forearm. That sucked. But so far so good. During the warm-up, doing my suitcase hold, I felt the pull in my bicep, so we'll see how that feels throughout the week. That might influence tire flips, or if it's still a little sore, I probably won't do it this week, and maybe go lighter with sandbags, depending. Just trying to take it easy.